So here we are. It's almost March, and that's when the seed germination process really gets into full swing for us here in Zone 5B, where our average last frost date for the spring is around May 1st. So I've got our seed starting schedule all planned out for the next couple of months, and I'd like to start going over that for you starting... I started our Red Mountain red onions last week, and they're already coming along nicely. I like to use a seed starting mix that contains mostly coconut coir with a little bit of perlite mixed in. I moisten that with water first, sterilize it with 5 minutes of microwave radiation, and once it's cooled down, I add worm castings at a rate of 3 parts starting mix to 1 part castings. The seed packet recommends planting these onion seeds between 1/4 and 1/2 inch deep, and I use at least 2 seeds per hole to ensure a good germination rate. I cover them lightly and moisten the mix with a spray bottle. They don't need too much water because the mix is already moist from the sterilization process. Next, they go to what I like to call the germination station. There's a heating mat underneath and a humidity cover on top. Once they sprout, I remove the cover and unplug the heat mat. I move them under the lights and switch to watering only from the bottom to encourage root growth and prevent soil surface pests like fungus gnats. Okay, so what's next? Well, it's going to be a little bit trickier this year because we're going to try some new things that require stratification for the seeds to germinate. This will definitely test my skills as a gardener. If you don't already know about stratification, it's simply a process of chilling the seeds in a cold, moist environment, like the refrigerator, for a period of time before planting them in the soil medium. This is done to mimic the overwintering period that seeds experience in nature, in cold climates, and for many plant species, the seeds will not germinate without going through stratification. So the first of these on our list is Prairie blazing star, Starliatris pycnostachya. My apologies for any butchering of the Latin name, but this is a Midwestern native that I learned about recently when researching native species for a local art contest. This is a work in progress featuring an eastern tiger swallowtail that I need to finish by this weekend. So this beautiful flower will attract lots of butterflies, skippers, swallowtails, moths, all good friends that we would love to have come visit us for a while in the garden. So this can take up to 60 days of stratification, so I also need to start that this weekend. And in the future, I will have a video showing the complete stratification process from setup through germination to planting the seeds once they actually sprout, as long as I do everything right. After that, we'll have a weekly schedule for everything else we plan to grow, and this includes both annuals and perennials. On March 13th, we'll be planting our lettuce, peppers, and Swiss chard indoors. On March 20th, we'll start tomatoes, basil, and oregano inside, and we're going to plant mach directly in the garden. On March 27th, we can sow snap peas outside. April 3rd will be very busy. We can transplant lettuce and onions and sow seeds for another succession of lettuce. We'll also sow kale, collards, spinach, and thyme, and start stratification for black-eyed Susans, another Midwest native. On April 10th, we can transplant Swiss chard and sow carrots outside. April 17th, we'll sow out bok choy. April 24th, we'll start stratification for yet another native and an excellent nitrogen fixer, wild lupin. On May 1st, our average last frost date, we can transplant tomatoes, oregano, and basil and sow seeds for borage, pole beans, black beans, edamame, and others. And on May 15th, we can finally transplant our peppers and sow cucumber seeds. Now, this list is mostly focused around our annual vegetable garden, and we still have many more flowers and herbs that I haven't mentioned. We'll get to those once the weather warms up and we can actually start planting. I'm sure we'll have to make a few changes to this along the way, but it feels great to have most of it figured out. So now I'm working on designs for our new perennial food forest, and next week I'll have a video about that. So thanks for watching. If this video was helpful to you or mildly entertaining, please hit that thumbs up button and share it with your friends, and be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you next time.